The new iPhone 16 series is coming with plenty of upgrades to make this Apple's best phone yet, and today we've even got an early look at the phone, so make sure you hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got confirmation of a charging upgrade to both wired and wireless charging, and while it's currently around 27 watt peak for wired and then 15 watt peak for wireless, the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max are getting an upgrade to a 40 watt wired and 20 watt wireless with MagSafe. And a great way to protect your phone without affecting its charging capabilities is with today's video sponsor, the Torras P-Stand case. Thanks to the magnetic ring, you'll retain all MagSafe compatibility, and the cases are considerably cheaper than any official cases from Apple. There's no compromise on the quality though, and the P-Stand case from Torras offers high quality cases, and they support all of your iPhones while charging safely and wirelessly. As well as working with all of the MagSafe accessories thanks to the solid powerful magnet, the P-Stand also has a hidden feature as it comes with a discrete stand that you can pull out to free up your hands, and you can stand the phone up in a vertical or a horizontal position. The stand is incredibly thin and doesn't add any thickness to the phone case as you can see from its slim design, but it also offers all-round military-grade protection so you know your phone is safe and secure. Now whether you're at home, driving or in the office, the P-Stand is a versatile case for any scenario, and it comes in a wide range of colors to suit your phone, and you can see I've got the clear and the black frosted version, and you can go ahead and check out the Torras family of products now by clicking the link down in the description below. Next up, we've got news that we're going to be getting some big changes to the Face ID after a change in component supplier, and the Telegraph reports that Coherent, the current supplier, have now lost the contract with Apple. And now this is giving people reason to believe it's because Apple are moving to an under-display Face ID, and that's probably correct. But it's also important to remember that we're way into the development of the iPhone 16, and actually we're very close to launch now. So if we're getting an upgrade to an under-display Face ID, then it's not going to be on the iPhone 16, and it's actually going to be for next year's iPhone. Now another huge upgrade we're going to be getting this year, however, is the display, and the new iPhone 16 Pro models are going to be upgrading to the new M14 OLED panels from Samsung Displays. And according to a new report from the Elec, both the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max will be using the new M14 OLED panels. If we look at something like the S24 Ultra that's still using the old M13 panels, that still achieves a peak brightness of 2600 nits. And this means that when it comes to the iPhone 16 Pro models, we can expect at least 3000 nits of peak brightness, and the higher levels of brightness are going to make it much easier to operate your phone in brighter conditions, especially when you're out and about under direct sunlight. Now another huge upgrade is going to be with iOS 18. We've already got the public beta available for those of you that want to test it today. And we've got changes like more customization to the control center with more pages in there as well. There's plenty of changes to things like passwords with the new password app that keeps everything in one place. And then we've got a lot more customizations to the home screen, and of course the new Apple Intelligence features for the iPhone 15 users. But for those of you that want to try it, all you've got to do is head to beta.apple.com on your device using the Safari browser, and you can register for the beta apps, and you can then just install the update as normal. Next up, we've got a hands-on look at the iPhone 16 Pro in a case thanks to a new video from Majin Buu. Now of course it's a dummy model he's got here, but it does give you a good idea of how it looks as well as a good size comparison to the hand. Now we've also got an update from reliable analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, and he further backs up the previous rumors of a new rose color, and it seems that most sources are claiming it's going to be an orange color that looks like this. However, some sources are now saying that it could be closer to red, but a darker shade than the previous product red that we've seen in the past. Now for those excited for the iPhone 16 series though, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and the expected pricing for each model in the range to help you guys decide which one is right for you. So make sure you hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we have the standard iPhone 16. With the standard iPhone 16, we get a 6.3-inch OLED display, but unfortunately, this is still going to be an LTPS display. The iPhone 16 is going to have a taller aspect ratio than last year, and it's going to be protected by Ceramic Shield 2. We get the new Dynamic Island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and Face ID sensors, and then on the rear we've got a 48-megapixel primary camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely coming with 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. It's also powered by a 3450 mAh battery with 30-watt fast charging, and it's going to come with advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. Now it will of course ship with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $850 in September 2024. Now next up we've got the iPhone 16 Plus. With the iPhone 16 Plus we get a 6.9-inch OLED display, and again unfortunately this is another LTPS display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor and is protected by Ceramic Shield 2. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie cameras and Face ID sensors, and then on the rear we've got a 48-megapixel primary camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered by the A18 chipset, and it's likely going to come with a choice of 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. It's powered by a 4420 mAh battery with 30-watt fast charging, and it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. Now it of course ships with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $950 in September 24. Next up, we've got the iPhone 16 Pro. Now the iPhone 16 Pro has a 6.3-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. It's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor, and the Pro is protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and Face ID sensors. Then on the rear we get a 48-megapixel primary camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and then we've got a 12-megapixel tetraprism camera with 5x optical zoom. It's powered up by the A18 Pro chipset, and it comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and it's also powered up by a 3450 mAh battery, and fast charging is still unknown at the moment, but we do expect some improvements, and of course it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7. It will of course ship with iOS 18 and is expected to launch from around $1,100 in September 2024. Now finally, we save the best to last, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max, we get a 6.9-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. Again, like the other phones, it's got a taller aspect ratio than its predecessor and is protected by Ceramic Shield 3. We get the dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie cameras and Face ID sensors. And then on the rear, we've got a 48-megapixel primary camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel tetraprism camera with 5x optical zoom. It's powered up by the A18 Pro chipset. It comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and it's powered up by a 4500 mAh battery. As with the 16 Pro, we don't know the fast charging at the moment, but we do expect to see some improvements. Now it comes with the advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and it will of course ship with iOS 18, and this one's expected to launch around $1,300 in September 24. So overall, the iPhone 16 series is looking like a great addition to the lineup, whether you're after the Pro models or the non-Pro. With better and brighter displays, upgraded chipsets, and more improvements to the cameras, it's definitely going to be a popular device. And of course, iOS 18 brings with it plenty of new features, with focus being on Apple Intelligence, but at least some of the new features are also going to be passed onto the older iPhones. Now, given its similarities to the predecessor though, I can't imagine anyone with an iPhone 15 is going to be rushing for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older iPhone or looking to get their first iPhone, it's going to be a great choice. Now, launch isn't until September, but we'll no doubt get more and more leaks as we approach it, and of course I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.